Welcome everybody to this video presentation of mine on the red horse of war. Everybody's worrying about Trump right now. The white horse. I think, in fact, that's what he is. But the white horse is followed by the red horse. And if we don't pick up on this one, then, we're panicking maybe in the wrong place. I'm not saying Trump is doing good or anything, but there's something that follows, and Christians need to be on the alert to this. Zelensky has talked about a European army, especially when the United States and Trump have said, well, they're not going to support, they're going to put in more support for Russia. And so what's Zelensky? He's calling for a European army. But that's not the issue. That's not really the thing that we need to be watching for. It's the red horse. And here's something that follows the white horse. And it says, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword. I want you to look at this. A great sword was given to him. And this is something he didn't have before, but it was given. And I think this great sword is really is a nuclear capability. And I'll show you how this fits. France has a nuclear bomb, no doubt, and so does the UK, Russia, China, and the U.S. Those are the only five that have it. So they're not going to give that to just anybody. But France also wants a European army, and they don't trust Trump. And so this is the push. But this isn't it's not the army that we should be worried about. I think it's something that Merz said on the eve of him being voted in as the Chancellor of Germany. It says we need to have discussions with both the British and the French, the two European nuclear powers, about whether nuclear sharing, or at least nuclear security from the UK and France could also apply to us. Isn't that interesting? Nuclear sharing. Why do people think the US has been in Europe for the last 60 years? You think it was just to watch Russia? Not necessarily. It's also to watch Germany, and they've helped Germany get back on its feet. And now here, should Germany get its own nuclear bomb? You see, that I think is the great sword that we're not even watching for it, and this could be something coming up. NATO is kind of handcuffed concerning Russia because they can't help Ukraine because Ukraine is not a NATO country, and NATO is a defense organization. So all they can promise is some kind of an army, but that's not really going to bother. A Ukrainian army isn't going to affect Putin because he's got as good an army as anything Europe can produce. So they need something better than that, and that's what they're going to go for. It says, and to him who sat on this red horse, a great sword was given to him. Now, a great sword, we could say in modern times, might be an army, but it's a singular thing. And, right now, Ukraine has an army, Europe has an army, and so this is something they didn't have, whoever this guy is. And so, but Germany does not have a nuclear bomb. And here, Friedrich Merz said, the man who wants Britain's bomb. That should ring a bell for all of us because, Germany started the First World War, they started the Second World War, and Armageddon is the Third World War, and, that sounds like a nuclear war. So I guess you'd have to, you can't take, a knife to a gunfight and expect to have any respect. And so that's what Germany is looking at. Even if there is an army, and I think this is part of this European army, it would have to be under Ukraine, in part anyway, because all these other countries are in NATO, unless they dismantle NATO. But I think the army is a bit of a smokescreen uh, for what is really coming, and this is the great sword this red horse rider is going to get, and I think it's the bomb. And I think not this year, but next year, I think, Germany, they've said it. Mertz, it's 5 minutes to midnight for Europe. What are we going to do? We need, just an army isn't going to help us against Russia. They need the atomic bomb, and that's what Germany wants. It says in Joel, talking about the land of Israel, my land, and it said a nation is going to come up, and this nation is going to have teeth like a lion. It says, for a nation, and this is what's going to happen to Israel, for a nation has come up upon my land, strong without number, and with whose teeth are like the teeth of a lion, and cheek teeth like a great lion. This one has laid waste my vine and barked my fig tree. And this is this Northern European army. And I think Germany's the main involvement here. I've done other videos. I don't think the Northern Army, here it's mentioned again as the Northern Army, it's not Russia. It's some kind of European army. It could include Ukraine, though. But I will remove far from you the Northern Army. And this is the army that attacks Israel and defeats them, and strips the vine and casts out the fig tree, and for 3.5 years reigns in the promised land. And this is what is coming up, this European army. And it says, they'll drive him away into a barren land, and his face will be toward the eastern sea and toward the western sea. His stench will come up, and his foul odor, because he's done monstrous things. So this is just the army of the Antichrist, and he'll be in the land of Israel for 42 months. We know that, trampling underfoot Jerusalem. And so Israel is going to be scattered, and this is. But you can't just. You have to have some clout and the Antichrist's got to have some clout. So what's it going to be? Here it talks about this beast. This is the Antichrist, and called the sea beast. The beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. Now this is interesting because I was talking about camouflage. I was almost deceived by watching Zelensky and thinking this army was the great sword, and that's really until I heard Mertz on the eve before his election say that Germany needs a nuclear bomb, and that is really, and they can justify it because Trump's leaving them, and the U.S. is not going to help them, and so they need to be a strong Europe. Them and France in the EU, both with nuclear weapons. That's what I think it's going to head toward, and that's what this red horse is all about. Jesus mentions the second sign. The first sign when they said, "What's the sign of your coming in the end of the age?" And so, we know from Revelation that before the end of the age, there is what's called Armageddon, Third World War. So, and he says, the first sign, he says, I think is a white horse. He says, see that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name, saying I am Christ, and will deceive many. And this fits Trump. He's in. And the white horse rider, he wins a big victory. He uses peace through strength. And so that fits with America and Trump. And then it says, and you'll be hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Well, this is a red horse. And see that you be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end thereof is not yet. That's not Armageddon. Just because if Germany did get a nuclear bomb, for nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, there will be famines, pestilence, earthquakes. So here's the third and the fourth horse. So this is all part of Revelation, and we are in it. the white horse has come. So the red horse is coming, and I think I think it fits with Germany because of that great sword. And they have been talking about nuclear weapons. You say, oh, they'll never give it to them. Don't count on it. Let's watch and see. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not saying it's, this is my opinion, but it's something I've noticed, and I believe the Lord showed me on that. So I want to put this out. So I hope you enjoyed it. God bless.